Hey, Chapito! It's El Little Chupapi. Chapapi. What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. I got to get out here and get the intro out of the way before one of the neighbors starts playing music again. So I was looking on Amazon at these really loud bull horns. You know those outdoor PA speakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4 of them to mount on the AC system up there, so I can outblast all the neighbors whenever they're out here playing music. Like, the goal is for them to not be able to hear their music over my PA system. That would be the goal. The ultimate screw your neighbors setup, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing down there? Why does it look like you have so much headspace? Damn, where the transmit? That's why you're having transmission problems. Yeah. It's non-existent. There's not one in there.
I don't have a transmission.
Yeah, what are you doing right now?
I'm trying to figure out how they route this stock fuel system.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I can redo it with AN lines.
So the problem is, when Bravus got this thing, it already had the Trailblazer SS intake manifold on it. And if you guys are aware of the TBSS manifold, it doesn't have a return style fuel rail system on it, where the Yukon originally had a return style fuel system on it. So what the previous owner before Bravus got it, what he did was put one of those Corvette style filters up there right next to the intake manifold that has the fuel pressure regulator built into it. Well, through the span of Bravus having Chop, before he got rid of it, he went through like 2 or 3 of those things.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, and it's real sketchy.
Yeah, it's just because the location of it and the vibration of the engines is just keep popping.
Yeah, even now it leaks.
Yeah, it pops through them, so I gotta fix that issue.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Bravus working towards getting Chop back on the road and it being a reliable vehicle to drive. So that's one of the problems. So what is it? The transmission, the fuel system, and the oil pressure sensor.
Yeah, I even forgot about that.
You forgot about that? So this thing has the same oil pump in it that we just put on the Blazer, and it seems to completely annihilate those auto part store oil pressure sensors. So he's gonna have to get a good oil pressure sensor on here that's good for at least 100 psi. I need to do the same thing to the Blazer, bro. That thing's a ticking time bomb right now. Yeah. It's gonna blow up on me any day.
I never had that issue until the people that got Yukon after me.
Yeah.
They all had that issue.
Well, you know, you didn't put a whole lot of miles on it after you swapped the engine.
But I had the same oil pressure sensor in the Colorado when I was banging.
Oh yeah.
When I was banging on it. And supposedly they went through like 4 of them.
Well, maybe the oil pressure sensor that was on the engine originally was an OEM one.
Well, no, they replaced it with an OEM one.
Really?
And it blew through that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine that they have like 100, 150 psi oil pressure sensors for a reason, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Anyhow, Bravus gonna try to tear into this thing a little bit today, and we're gonna go work on the Blazer because it needs it. My 2-step working, and first I need to let this thing kind of warm up and see what it's doing right now. But whenever we got it fired up and I took it for a drive and kind of put some miles on this thing, I tried using the 2-step and it wasn't like it would work, but it wasn't working the way it's supposed to. It's supposed to come on whenever I have this switch up and whenever I hold my line lock button. But for whatever reason, the 2-step is coming on with just that switch up, and it doesn't care whether I'm holding the line lock button or not. It's not supposed to be doing that. I'll let this thing at least get up to about 190 or so. Then we're gonna see what the 2-step is at right now. Launch 2-step. Oh, it's enabled. And input number 2. I take it it all back. It's working the way it's supposed to. What can I say? It fixed itself. Watch, I'm gonna go in. And I don't know why my screen is doing this. I think my screen's messed up. So, home, advanced features, okay. Launch control, 2-step, RPM, I'm gonna bring it down. Let's put it like 2,000. Save, home, monitor, multi-gauge, vitals. Okay, so 2,000 RPM is what we have it set at. Alright, I can clearly rev past 2,000. Line lock button. Now I can. So it's working. Alright, shut her down, buddy. So up next, we need to get some more fuel pressure in this thing. This thing needs more fuel pressure, for sure. Hood release. No leaks, that's good. Alright, so currently we are sitting at 45 PSI of fuel pressure, and I want to get this thing to 60. So we need to crank this sucker down, see what we're dealing with here. Alright, I had the fuel pressure just a little bit too high. I had to dial it back. So now we're sitting right at 60 PSI. And inside of the system, I have it set to 43 PSI. I need to change that. So we're gonna turn this up. Oh shoot, not that high. I think it's so touchy. 60 PSI, save. So you see, because I put my fuel injectors in here, the serial number, and they are GM factory fuel injectors, it has it rated flow per injector. No, hold on, rated injector fuel pressure, 60 PSI. So since it has all that information in the computer already, it knows what these injectors are supposed to be seeing. These injectors are rated at 60 PSI. That's the reason why I needed to change that. I think that should help this thing run a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? All right, I also see ignition timing at idle. That's the only one I'm gonna mess with right now. So this should be somewhere between 12 and 16. I've seen a lot of people recommend to put it at 15. So I'm gonna turn that up to 15. Save. All right, home, monitor, multi-gauge, vitals. All right, let's crank it up, see how it seems now. Whoa, better throttle response too. Oh yeah. Now I can gradually kind of push the throttle and it revs up. Before it was just kind of like bleh, 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 and I was kind of having to do like a little flutter, you know, to the gas pedal to get it to kind of rev up. Now it's just nice and smooth. Well, smoother. It's not perfect. All right, we are warmed up. I got the idle a lot better. We got our fuel pressure problem figured out. The thing sounds a lot better than what it ever has. Got the 2-step figured out. Through my research, I guess, stock 5.3, sloppy stage 2 cam makes peak torque around 5,200 RPM. So I set my 2-step to 5,000 RPMs. That's probably gonna be about the best place to launch from. Let's see how that sounds. So this is my personal best draggy run that I actually have a video for. And I want to mind you guys that this is after doing a puddle burnout, getting the tires warm, a little bit more prepared for this run. You know what I mean? after, you know, being able to warm up the tires and a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere to prepare for the run, I went out and did another draggy run tonight to kind of see where the Blazer sits. And again, this is no burnout, no puddle, and a lot more stressful because I was trying to get it done and get out of there. So yeah, my shifts definitely are not on point, shifting really slow. And I let out a little bit after the 1,000-foot, rolled into a 13.2, which is my new personal best, surprisingly, because this was not a very good run at all. I wanted to take it for a really quick rip. I wanted to get a draggy pull. Dude, that wasn't even a full quarter and it ran at 13.2. Like I let out way before a quarter. So I wouldn't doubt that this thing at least has somewhere in the 12s. But if I'm being honest with you, this thing does not feel stable right now. Like, were you scared?
No, I trust you, but it was a little wobbly.
It does not feel stable right now, and I don't know why. I know those front shocks that I have in here. I mistakenly say shocks here. What it is I'm referring to are the springs, those Moroso trick springs. Those things are really soft. They're really soft, and with having two people in here, when the weight transfer comes down, it rubs.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's me by myself, it doesn't rub.
Yeah.
So, and like I've had Braven in here before, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta get out, bro, because it can't handle two people. Because whenever you let out, it comes down and then it rubs. That's for one, but for two, I think it probably needs an alignment.
Yeah, I feel like the tire kind of came in a little bit.
Yeah, it's doing like a wobble, and that's the reason why I let out. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself the whole time if something bad happens. So I'm like, yeah, I should probably let out. I don't know, man. I got to go over this thing and really nut and bolt check it and get it down to get an alignment for sure. I already know my neighbors must hate me. And I get it. If I was your neighbor, I would, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't care. Leave it out in my comments. Actually, you can put it in the comments because the more comments, the better. Thank you. I appreciate your comments. For the haters. Moving on, dude. The Blazer was definitely kind of sketchy last night. Like, it wasn't like... I feel like I might be exaggerating it a little bit, but it definitely didn't feel stable. That's the reason why I let out. It's just it gets shaky, dude. Like the whole thing. Well, another thing is I think all the rattling sounds and all that. If you haven't noticed, this thing is extra rattly now ever since we did. What did I do? What was the reason why I needed to take the headliner out? I don't remember now. I don't know. We were working on something. Oh, when I painted it and we got all the dents out of the roof. Duh. Anyhow, I took the headliner out of the Blazer because I needed to access those areas in order to fix the dents. And I never put it back in because the headliner is in such terrible condition. Not the fabric. The fabric is in amazing condition because it's brand spanking new. But the mold of it is all torn up on one side, and I'm not even gonna mention why. Okay, I'm gonna mention why. It was a stupid stray dog that I had at my house for a couple of months before I got rid of his little dumb ass that decided to tear up absolutely everything, and I took the headliner out of the Blazer, which was in amazing condition. The actual shell of it just needed new fabric. And then I ran down to the store, spent $90 on fabric just to get back and realize while I was gone, that stupid stray dog turned it into confetti all over my backyard, tearing it up. And I tried to make it work, and it did work, kinda, but it was always kind of saggy because it no longer had its firmness or whatever that held it up, you know. But anyhow, whenever I took the headliner out, I decided not to put it back in because I kind of liked the feeling of not having something rubbing on the top of my hat whenever I'm sitting inside of here. But since I took all that apart, I never put it back together. All the plastics in here, there's supposed to be a bunch of screws running all the way down here. Well, they're not in. So these plastic pieces just rattle like crazy. And that is the reason why this thing has been just so freaking noisy whenever I'm driving it down the street, and it's making this squeaking sound. It's like... All right, that should fix all the damn squeaks. Well, all the new squeaks that weren't there before. Bring the stress level down a little bit, you know, get rid of all the clattering around. Now let's go ahead. I need to loosen the bars on the traction bars down there. And then I got to figure out a way to set them to where they're barely touching. So basically neutral, applying no pressure with me sitting inside of the truck. So what I'm thinking is I'm probably gonna have to just loosen them and then have Jessica come out to tighten them until they stop with me sitting inside, and then I can get out and just tighten up the jam nuts on it. All right, I got all 4 of our jam nuts loosened up here, and so basically in order to set this thing on, I believe what they call neutral, where there's no preload at all, is you just turn this thing until the traction bar just barely touches, just like that. But I need to do that with me sitting inside of the passenger seat because it will change it having my weight over there. Another thing I think I'm gonna do right now is try to move this to the bottom hole. That should actually make the tire plant to the ground a little bit harder, I believe. So I'm going to loosen it all the way up and see if we have enough room to lower this bar to the bottom hole there. Remember, I made these myself, so I don't know. If there's not enough room, that means this bar would need to scoot back a little bit or be ever so slightly shorter. So I don't know, let's see if we have enough room to actually move that down. Oh yeah, that should definitely make a difference. We are now on aggressive mode. Baby! I need your help, baby. What we need to do here is adjust these bars, but I have to adjust them with me sitting in the driver's seat because my weight changes. Whenever I put my weight inside of the driver's seat, it changes ground clearance, like the height. So the suspension's going to squat a little bit with my weight. So I need these to be set to neutral with my weight in it. And I'm gonna show you what I mean right now.
Okay.
So you come down here where you can see this bar. If I spin this one direction, you see how it moves this plate away from the leaf spring there? So it's moving it away from it, right? And you turn it the other way and it's moving it towards it and it's closing that gap. If you turn it to a certain point, it'll be touching it. So what I need is for it to be barely touching it like that. It's got to be like not barely, like you can apply a little bit of pressure.
Yeah. Just make sure you're touching it with your weight in it. Yeah,
with my weight in it. You have to turn this bar on both sides to close that gap right there until it is basically this is what I need. I need it to be just like that. Okay?
Okie dokie.
With my weight on it.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty.
Don't you want to lift?
And you gotta record it. Have fun.
Oh my god. Can't you get a lifted truck for this?
Huh?
Can't you lifted truck for this?
No, because that changes the right height also.
Oh my god.
You might have to lay down the way I was.
Lay down?
I have to, yeah.
Bruh.
Alright.
I should just make him sit in there. Did you loosen this side?
Yeah.
Good job. Okie dokie.
Good?
Good.
Nice. So now I just have to tighten up the jam nuts where it's sitting.
Is there peanut butter nuts too?
Peanut butter nuts?
Yeah, you said jam.
The hell?
No, not on camera.
Not on camera? You want me to brush you off on camera?
Oh my god. I laid this way too.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. All right, so now we're sitting in neutral, but with my weight in it, it'll be sitting in neutral. Now I just gotta get underneath there and tighten those jam nuts. See, you got me thinking of jamming things now, babe. What the hell? Jesus, I should have did that a long time ago. Good Lord, man. I mean, I didn't do a full 60 foot in front of the house, of course, but damn, I could tell that it is definitely planting the tire a lot harder. I don't know if that's gonna hurt me or help me, but it feels a lot different, man. It's got me excited to want to go out and just test 60 foot, if I'm being honest with you. Put in the comments down below if that's a video you guys would like to see. And while I have you here, I also want to mention, I know I've already brought this up before, but if there's any locals who wants to have a friendly race, I'm looking for anything. It doesn't have to be Honda. It could be another S10, another LS, small block, like whatever, dude. I'm looking to have some friendly races with something that's well matched with the Blazer. So like high 12s. I would expect you to be running somewhere in the high, you know, I'd say mid 12s to really low 13s, you know what I'm saying? So mainly because I think it would be a lot of fun and make a really dope ass video, of course. Plus I'd be able to get a little bit of seat time, man. That's what I'm all about, is I'd really like to get some seat time in the Blazer because I do want to get into racing it more. But yeah, if you'd be interested in meeting up and shooting a video, doing some friendly runs, dude, it sounds like a lot of fun to me. Most certainly shoot me a message on Instagram would be the best place to get a hold of me. You can try my personal Facebook, but for the most part, it's a lot easier to get a hold of me on Instagram. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Peace, and I'll see you on the next one.